Good morning. So today's class we are going to see about C programming language. So in C programming language we are going to see about the basic structure of a C program. So the basic structure is the one based on which we can learn some simple C programs, and everything is based upon this structure only. So starting with the initial one will be documentation section. Next we move into preprocessor section. Then we move into definition section. Then we have something called as global declaration. So declaration can be done before main also. So we are starting with global declaration section. Then we are moving into main. So this is the place where our compiler starts execution. So main is the main function using which we can start executing. The compiler starts executing a program, a C program, only from this main. So inside main we have declaration and we have definition section. So this is my main program. Now we can also add our sub-functions. This we call it as a main function. We can also call sub-functions from the main function. So I can call, after this definition also, we can call what? Sub-functions. Those sub-functions can be defined inside the main program. So we will see a simple example based on which this entire structure of C program is can be easily understood. So first, as I said, first we have documentation section. Here is where we talk about the particular program, what we are going to do. For example, I am going to add two numbers in C. So if I want to add two numbers, in the documentation section, I can give it as adding of two numbers C program. Generally, to know about the program, we can write in the documentation section. To any programmer or any user, when they see the program, they will understand about the entire content. Then we have preprocessor section where we are going to include the files which are necessary for this basic program to run. So I'll tell all these sections in detail with the help of a simple program. Then we have definition section where we have define. Define is a word in which we use a variable, and the variable can be assigned to a value, and inside the entire program we can assign the same values will be assigned automatically into that particular variable. That we call it as define. Example, here we have something called as hash define A10. What is the meaning? 10 will be replaced in A all throughout the program. Then we have global declaration section. So here we can declare inside the main also, or we can declare it outside the main also. If I declare it outside the main, the entire program, entire sub-functions, wherever we want to access that variable, we can access it. Then we have the main function. As I said, we will start executing with from our main function. So this is the route from which the compiler begins its execution. Then we have declaration section where we use some variables. We define declare what type of variable it is, whether it is an integer type or it is a character type or a float type or any kind of data types. We try to declare it here. Then we define what is the purpose of those variables and how we are going to use those variables. What is the processing what we are going to do with those variables. These things we can do it with the help of definition section. So and then we can go for sub-function. Now in this example, I am going to show you a simple program which covers these sections. So starting with our program example, I am going to add two numbers. Add two numbers in C. So our first section is what section I said? Documentation section. So documentation section I am going to give it as adding of two numbers in C. So adding of two numbers in C. So this documentation section is over. Then we are going to start with our preprocessor section. Preprocessor section we can give it as hash include stdio.h. So this gives you the basic meaning of preprocessor section. What is this file? This file is nothing but your header file. So header file always it ends with .h. So stdio meaning standard input output header file. So what is the standard input output we are going to use? Scanf. Scanf is for taking an input from the keyboard, and printf is used for printing the output for the user to see. So hash include we give here. Then we have global declaration. So I am not going to use any global variable here. I am going to use a simple program only. So we are not going to talk about the global variable here. But we will start with our main. So our main program starts here. So I have added the header file. Now what is our aim? Adding of two numbers. If I want to add two numbers, I have to say what are those variable types. So numbers belong to which type? It can belong to either integer type, or it can be a float type, or it can be a double type. So it's a number. So here I am going to declare three variables. Why we are declaring three variables? Two variables for assigning two values, and the third variable for adding those two values and assign the sum to that third value. So we are having int a, b, c. So three variables we have declared here. So this is nothing but our declaration section. So we saw declaration section inside main. So this is going to be our declaration section. Then we are going to define about it. We are going to talk about what is A, what is B, what is C going to do. All these things we are going to talk. So here I am going to assign A equal to 10. So A is assigned with a value called 10. Next I am going to give B equal to 20. So B is again assigned with a value called 20. Now C is equal to A plus B. So the definition section I am assigning A equal to 10, B equal to 20, and now I am saying add these two numbers and assign it to which variable? C variable. So now we are going to printf sum %d. Why we are giving %d? It's a format specifier to tell the variable what type it is. Then only that particular variable's value will be replaced in that particular place. So sum %d, comma, where is the sum? Where the sum is assigned? It is assigned to C variable. So I am going to give after the comma C. And then we are going to close the program. So what are the things now available in this section? We have documentation section where it talks about the entire content, and we have preprocessor section, and we have main function, and then we have declaration function, declaration section, and then we have the definition section. Finally, we are going to print the value. So with this we will be getting what output? We will be getting 10 equal to 10 plus 20. So that 20 value we have here in B, and 10 in A, and then C will have now 30. Now in %d, what will be replaced? This 30 will be replaced automatically. That is C value. So sum 30 will be the output. I hope you understand. This is how we map a basic structure of C program to the example program. Thank you.